Willow Creek was the kind of neighborhood where everything had to be just right, perfect, polished, pristine. The grass? Always neatly trimmed like someone measured it with a ruler. Mailboxes? Identical, lined up like soldiers. And behind it all was the mighty Homeowners Association, the HOA, strict, sharp-eyed, and always ready with a rulebook in hand. No surprise, right? 3 years ago, John Harper and his daughter Lily moved into this little pocket of perfection. John was a tall, quiet man, not one for chit-chat or neighborhood BBQs, strong, steady, kept himself. But what nobody knew, what he chose not to share, was that he was the county sheriff. Yeah, the man had a badge, but in Willow Creek, he kept it tucked away. After losing his wife, all he wanted was a place where Lily could feel safe, somewhere soft, where life might be kind again. Lily was 12, full of light, and bound to a wheelchair, something from early childhood that made walking impossible. But that didn't dim her spirit. She had the kind of smile that could stop time and eyes that noticed everything. She loved to sit and watch the breeze play in the trees, listen to the birds, feel the sun. Their home? A modest little house at the far end of Elm Street. John, being the man he was, built a ramp for Lily with his own hands. A simple, thoughtful thing just so she could get in and out with ease. Most of the neighbors gave them warm smiles or friendly waves. Most, but not all. Karen Mitchell, now she was a different story. Karen ran the HOA like it was her personal kingdom. Clipboard in hand, frown locked and loaded. Always patrolling for anything out of place. A flower pot too bright? She'd notice. A car half an inch over the line? You'd get a notice. And from the very first day John and Lily moved in, Karen had a problem. She eyed that ramp like it was a stain on her vision, lips pursed, muttering about neighborhood standards like it was gospel.
John?
He kept his cool. Always. Even when Karen glared, even when she made comments under her breath. He wasn't here to start trouble. He was just trying to give Lily a shot at a calm life. But the air in Willow Creek, it was heavy. Tense. Like something waiting to snap. John remembered that rainy day they first arrived, carrying Lily inside as water poured from the sky. Boxes still in the truck, hope in his chest. He thought this was it. Their fresh start. But Karen's complaints began before the welcome mat was down. She barked about the moving truck blocking the road like it was a crime scene. John let it go, hoping she'd stop. But nope. Karen? She had her eyes locked on them. And things, they just spiraled.
First it was the ramp.
One sunny morning, as John tightened a bolt, Karen marched over, scowling, her clipboard already in hand. "This is unapproved," she barked. "It's an eyesore and violates HOA rules." John looked up slowly, hands greasy. "It's for my daughter," he said, calm but tired. "She needs it." Karen said nothing, just scribbled furiously on her paper and stomped away. But that was just round one.
Next,
she spotted therapy gear in the garage, Lily's braces, her small exercise mat. The garage door had been left open for a moment, and that was enough. A week later, John found a fine in the mail, something about visible clutter and neighborhood aesthetics. "Are you serious?" Then came the complaints about the wheelchair marks on the sidewalk. "This is vandalism," she screamed once, flapping her arms like a bird mid-tantrum. And when Lily sat quietly on the porch, humming to herself, "That noise is too much. Keep it down." John held it in. Every single time. "It's for Lily," he'd say. "Let it go, Karen." And he'd pay the fines. Fix what she wanted. But inside? Oh, inside. He was cracking. Neighbors noticed. Mrs. Carter, the sweet old woman next door, would peek from behind her curtains, shaking her head. "Poor Lily doesn't deserve this," she'd whisper to herself. She loved the Harpers, but feared Karen's wrath. Everyone did. At first, kids used to come play with Lily, toss a ball, giggle with her, push her chair gently down the sidewalk. But then they stopped. They scattered like birds when Karen was around. Nobody wanted to be the next target. And just like that, the street grew quiet. The Harpers? Isolated. One evening, as John pushed Lily's wheelchair up the ramp, her voice, soft and trembling, broke the silence. Why does she hate us, Dad? John's heart shattered. He knelt, brushed a lock of hair from her cheek. She doesn't hate you, sweetheart, he said gently. Some people just don't understand. You're perfect to me. Lily nodded, but the sparkle in her smile had dimmed. And in John, a fire started to burn. But Karen didn't stop. Not even close. She'd walk past the house more often, pausing longer, glaring harder. Once, John overheard her talking to a neighbor. They get special treatment because of that chair, she hissed. It's not fair. John clenched his fists. Oh, he wanted to say something. But he didn't. Not yet. He wasn't the sheriff here, he was just a father. A dad, trying to protect his daughter. The pressure grew. Silent support came in small ways. Mrs. Carter left cookies on their porch, a quiet act of kindness. But no one spoke out. The kids?
Gone.
Karen's grip tightened. Her rules? They weren't just rules anymore, they were weapons. And John could see it in her eyes. She didn't just want control, she wanted them gone. Then came the day everything snapped. It was hot, scorching, the kind of summer day that made pavement shimmer. The community pool buzzed with energy. Kids splashing, parents chatting, the smell of sunscreen everywhere. Lily loved going there. She couldn't swim. Her condition made her lungs too weak, but she adored being near the water. She'd sit at the edge, smiling, soaking in the joy. John was nearby on a bench, sipping a cold drink, always watching. Everything felt peaceful, until Karen showed up. Storming in like thunder, face red with fury, she spotted Lily's wheelchair by the edge of the pool. This is not a handicap zone, she screamed, pointing like Lily had committed a crime. The chair wasn't blocking anything. There was plenty of space. But Karen? She didn't care. John stood up, steady but firm. She's not in the way, Karen. Back off. But Karen? She kept coming, her voice rising, her body shaking. And then she grabbed the chair. Before John could move, she shoved it hard. Maybe this'll teach you, she shouted. The chair tipped. Lily screamed. And just like that, she was in the pool. Her arms flailed. She couldn't swim, couldn't breathe right. She was sinking fast. The crowd froze, gasped, stared. John didn't hesitate. He dropped his drink, dove into the water, cutting through it like a bullet, reaching his daughter, pulling her up as she coughed, choked, cried. Her tiny body trembled in his arms, water falling from her hair like tears. And in that moment, the calm was over.